Here I am!
Okay, so I am in a serious reading slump and a writing slump, so I decided that I'm gonna do a reading vlog so that I can get some things done. So, like, usually the tips that I get is that you should read, like, reread something that you know that you really liked. Um, I don't like rereading books too early. I wait like a good 3 or 4 years so I can forget some of it at least, or have little tidbits of things that I loved that I didn't remember, and then like the magic comes back. So I'm not doing that right now. I know that I have to finish this book, Run, Darling. This is the book that I am reading for my monthly book club. It is the Untitled Book Club. Okay, so sorry, I'm scrolling to see. Actually, I'll turn it. So I'm kind of like looking to see what I want to watch. I really want to watch this one, and I loved this movie, Birth of a Beauty. It was so funny. It's such a funny show. I'll have to talk about it later on. Um, well, actually, I can just say now. It's basically about this. It's literally one of my favorite K dramas ever, and it's about this girl who ends up with like she's married to a man who she really loves, but her family is just like so awful to her because she is very, very big. And her husband only married her because he wanted her inheritance, which is like a really nice house and everything like that, like more valuable than she can know. And I guess like what happens is she ends up in an accident, and then when she wakes up, she's found by a surgeon who gives her all of this plastic surgery and stuff like that. So she looks totally different. She like lost all of the weight and stuff. And then she ends up like trying to find the truth of like who her family really is, what they think about her, like if it was an accident or not. Um, and like all of this happens when like I guess she overhears them saying something, and it's like, oh, I don't think he ever really liked me, or and things like that. Like there's just like a lot of drama and growth in the story, which I really really loved, including like on the family side that like are really bad. Like they're humbled in a way that's I thought was like really good. So I really loved it. And then there's like another K drama called Unkind Women. It's just been on my radar, but like I don't actually know what it's like. I don't actually know what it's about or if it's good, but it just looked funny. I like K drama comedies because I find that they're like a lot more wholesome. Like this whole series of Birth of a Beauty, for instance, there wasn't like anything like sexual or anything in it. And I think there's only one curse word used in the whole thing. I think it's like in episode 12 or 13 out of 21, something like that. So it was really good. But anyway, I'm looking around to see what kind of show I want to watch. And some of them are like not, I'm kind of surprised because they're not really my taste, but we're gonna see. So what I have here, Stranger Things, I spelled Seinfeld wrong. Sorry. House of David and Once Upon a Time. I'm gonna spin it, but I'm not gonna lie. I think I've already made my decision. But you can guess what I kind of wanted to get. Please, yes. Okay. I really, really, really wanted Once Upon a Time. Okay. That's crazy. I didn't want to say it because I thought the computer might hear me. But yeah, I want to watch Once Upon a Time again. I was thinking of House of David too, because my sister, like, she's really into film, and I saw the trailer. It was beautiful, but I kind of want to pay attention to it because I remember I wanted to read it and see if it was, like, biblically accurate. Um, so I'm glad that that's kind of being saved for later. And then Stranger Things, I only ever watched, I think, the first season and then, like, half of the second season. And now there is a fifth one coming out. So I was wondering if I should watch it or not, but I don't know. I'm not really interested in it. So anyway, let's get Once Upon a Time up and then we can start reading. Okay, so after finishing the first chapter, I wanted to be able to talk about like what I was thinking about before. just so that like I guess there's like context of like where I'm going. So in Beautiful Lies by Felicity Elaine, I really, really liked the book. I thought it was super unique. Um, there were some scenes that made me a little bit uncomfortable, but technically it wasn't like explicit scenes. But there are definitely like lines that she was kind of pushing there, so you have to kind of, be okay with that. However, one of the things that I had complained about was that I felt like we were being cheated. Like things were a little bit too quick. And I'm sure that part of it might be because if she's doing like a bunch of dark mafia romances as like her main kind of storytelling in order for her to like write the stories that she really wants to write, then this could be like more formulaic writing, which is why you tend to feel like a little bit cheated when you're reading this kind of story. Because I think this is like her fifth. There's a trilogy, there's that one, there's this one. I think this is her sixth book. That's a dark Christian romance. For this one right now, the main character is Gloria. She is like the first, I don't want to spoil it, but basically it's like there's an arranged marriage, right? And this arranged marriage, like I think there's always going to be like some kind of arranged marriage. In this one, it's a really, really controversial arranged marriage. Like it kind of shocks you, especially since it's the first chapter. So she's really good at hooking you in. But then when it comes to like the actual dynamics, they're not really explored more than like 2 chapters worth. And then it's kind of like either resolved or you have to push past it and you know that you're only getting like enough information to understand what's going on, which really sucks because Felicity Elaine's writing, I personally think is really, really good. So it kind of like creates this weird sensation of like you're reading good writing, but it's with like an express plot. And that's what's making me really tired. Like, so right now, there are all of these like really, really heavy like beats, I guess, that should be really intense and should make me feel a certain way. And a part of me does, but I feel this disconnect because the characters are just like, we're given like generic information, but we don't actually know. Like, there's a lot of telling. The perspectives are Gloria and the love interest, Kaylin. So when we learn something new about a character, like for instance, there's one character who's like, he's been a really good servant, but he wants to leave the mafia. Instead of like knowing that through that main character, we have Kaylin who happens to be looking at him. He refers to some kind of deal or something, and that's like the gateway to info dump all of this information with like sprinkles of internal thought so it doesn't feel like a lot of information. And that's been the case for all of the books for like so far in this series. I don't know, like I thought that maybe because like she's written a lot of books. She's written like probably over like 20 books by now. But I was kind of hoping that since it's like self-publishing, maybe it's like kind of slow progress and this one would be a little bit better than the last one. But like right now, I don't feel like it's better than Beautiful Lies. I think like if anything, it's just a taste. It's like based off of personal taste. Like if you prefer interracial couples, if you prefer like Italian mafia versus this one is like Scottish or Irish mafia. Sorry, like it's things like that. And then another thing that really, 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 really is making me tired is the names. Like, I don't know what it is, but every single book I read from this person, like, is like there are too many like unique names, and it really annoys me like a lot. So, for instance, like I'm actually reading another book of hers, and the reason why I'm reading it is because it's not a romance, it's a fantasy, it's a dark fantasy. And from her TikToks, it kind of sounded like this was more along her passion than like writing romances, because she doesn't necessarily like romances. So that's her whole niche. It's like she's writing a romance that she would find tolerable, and that helps me because like I'm the same way. Like I don't really like reading romances, but I like romance arcs. So this is like a good compromise that I can find like enjoyment in. But I want to read like her fantasy book. The first one is called Cross Academy, and it's the same thing. All of the names are just so out there, and like in order for me to actually read that book, I have to think I'm reading like an anime or something like that, so that the names don't pull me out of some kind of like pull me out of the story. But for this one, it's like she chose every single Irish name that you need to have like a really heavy explanation on like how to say that name and stuff like that. And I personally hate that. I hate it. I cannot stand it. There's like one girl named Oifi or something. Tony is a normal name. Kaylin is like one of the easier names to present to pronounce, but you still have to like she had to explain how to pronounce the name. Tig, I think is another one. Um, Gloria as well. It's never Gloria. It's like an ugly. I think it's a really ugly nickname. It's Rhea or something, which like I could not deal with. I can't deal with that stuff. So that's one other thing that's like causing me serious fatigue. Um, I know it's like all personal choice and stuff, but for me personally, when I'm still writing like my first manuscript and everything like that, so like take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But I have found that a lot of the times when you have books that are coming out, like fantasy, whatever, it's a good rule of thumb to not have too many names that are similar to each other and too many names that are just completely out there, because you're adding extra strife to the reader when the reader wants to read something for pleasure. Like you shouldn't make the reader work in that way when it comes to just like pronouncing a name, you know? Like I've seen that a lot with other people who are writing, and they just say like they just give me a list of all of their like names and like the history behind that name and stuff, and they're all names that's like no one has heard of or is like hard to pronounce or like impossible to pronounce. And I'm just like, you can have the best story in the world, but if you don't change some of these names, like no one's gonna read it. So that's kind of like my situation with this. I have not actually seen anyone else though on Goodreads mention the whole name thing. So like maybe I'm the only one when it comes to the names, but they're just like really, really making me tired. And that's one of the reasons why I'm having so much trouble reading this book. On top of that, I know that there's like a scene coming up, the consummation scene, which I've kind of, ever since I found out like the concept of what this consummation scene is supposed to be like, which is okay, if you don't want a spoiler, just skip this section, and I'll show you down below like where to skip. But for those who don't mind, basically the consummation scene is described as someone like it has to be witnessed. So there has to be, I don't remember if it was like two, I think it's like two members of each family have to go and watch them consummate the marriage, which is really weird because also like she's grown up now. Like she's of age now, but they got married when she was like really young. So, and I actually really did like the concept that was used to kind of make that more palatable. It did make me like Kaylin a lot more, but I have read some of the scenes that Felicity Elaine has written in her other books, so I know that it's not going to be like explicit, but I do know that it's going to be uncomfortable. And I'm reading really slowly. I'm reading very slowly.
I gotta go. Snacks are ready.
So this line here kind of reminded me of like another thing that's kind of giving me fatigue. It's the fact that I'm a third of the way through this book. It's a Christian book, and there's no theology. Like, there are some mentions of who Jesus is, like talking about the Christmas party and referring to it as his birthday and things like that, like little things. And Gloria went to a Christian boarding school, which is like all fine and dandy, but neither of them have shown any faith, and I like that really bothers me because it means that nothing is really going to happen until like the last third of the book when it comes to theology. And even though she did mention it, it still feels like it's coming out of nowhere. So like, here's a line that for me, it's like, because I know that this is Christian, I feel like this is probably like one of the faith plots that she's trying to put in. So it says, I wanted Gloria to be a problem because that gives me a purpose. If she has a temper, I can dampen it. If she has an attitude, I can adjust it. If she has a need, I can fulfill it. Every single one. But she isn't the problem here. I am, and I can't fix myself. This is Kaylin speaking. So obviously he has some issues with fulfilling purpose, like eternal purpose, because he's not a man of God, and broken things can't fix themselves, right? So there's that too. I would have loved for there to be some kind of faith brought into this somehow, and it's not. Like, there is like conviction on a moral standpoint, but not on a theological standpoint, and that kind of really annoys me, because right now this book is just clean. And maybe like the thing that sucks is that it's such a unique story, right? So if this is like the first work of Felicity Elaine that you're reading, it's really good. But if it's not, you're kind of like, okay, we're like in a plateau here. Like this story should have been better than your last. And like that, I don't think that's like the goal with this book. I don't know.
The next day.
Okay, so just got back from, it's day 2. Just got back from, I got invited like as a surprise by my pastor to lunch, like him and his wife, which was really nice. They know that like I'm going through a lot of things, so yeah. But Pastor Fred ended up giving me this book, Inside Out, and it says it's by Dr. Larry Crabb, which is a past friend of his, like the person passed away. It says, real change is possible if you're willing to start from inside out. So Dr. Larry Crabb is a psychologist, and the back of the book says, real change may not be what you think it is. It is more than simply going to church, reading the Bible, teaching Sunday school, or being nice. It has everything to do with facing the realities of your own internal life and letting God mold you into a person who is free to be honest, courageous, and loving. Yeah, so he said that this is not a light read. I totally get it. Like, it's not very thick or anything, but yeah, it's probably not going to be a light read. So I guess I'm excited to read that. I'm still going to keep on reading Run, Darling. So let's do an update on that. Haven't gotten far. So long story short, I have been reading. I read like all night, which has been a lot of fun, but like, I don't know. I guess it's like before, where I want to love the book and I want to like fall for the beats, but I know that these beats are strategically placed because we've been there, done that. So like, for instance, Kaylin is at his bachelor party. So they're treating, like, even though they've been married technically for years, they're treating this like ceremony of finally like consummating the marriage as like their first wedding. So he's having his bachelor party now. And I guess like it's changed because they're doing like different traditions. Like the Irish guys have horseshoes and they like ring it around the poles, And if they get it once, they get like a free lap dance. If they get it twice, they get like something else, I don't remember. And then if they do it third time, like they get like, oh, the second time, if they ring the same girl a second time, then they get a free private room with her. And if he gets it a third time, he gets that dancer, like stripper, for the whole night to himself. So like that's like the bachelor scene. That's where they are. That's what they're doing. His little brother Nolan is there, and he's like uncomfortable and stuff like that. And you know, there's like the dynamic, but for some reason, every time I read a new chapter, it's like I'm enjoying myself, but it's like a love-hate relationship, like what I have with Shyamalan, like M. Night Shyamalan. You know that meme where I think it was the Nostalgia Critic who has it, but it's like a weird, like, bit character of M. Night Shyamalan, and it's just him poking out into the frame saying, "Ask me what it means, ask me what it means." Like, that's the same vibe I'm getting from this book, because in the last one, there was also, like, a stripper scene, and it's just, like, I guess meant to be kind of, like, shock value and also comfort, because this is, like, Felicity has made it clear, like, these are meant to be books that are for new Christians who are coming out of dark romance and trying to find Christian content, and, like, this is, like, the middle ground, or, like, the bridge to that. Tell me if I'm wrong. Like, let me wrap my thoughts. 1 second. Okay, so what do you think about a Christian artist or writer saying that, like, it can only be appreciated by Christians that are like by baby Christians? Because in my opinion, like, this is my thought. If I'm writing a book that has, like, I believe in faith levels. So there can be, like, heavy faith content being, like, the highest. There could be, like, medium faith content. And then there could be, like, low faith content, which is basically, like, you know, you're writing a story. There's not necessarily, like, a theological issue, like theological issues, but theological principles and rules are applied in the book regardless. But it's just, like, a Christian writing a story because they had a story in their head. It's not like a Bible study or anything like that, right? Like, it's just a safe book, a clean book. That's it. But for me, I'm like, if you're writing a Christian book and you know that there's supposed to be faith content in it, shouldn't it be, like, for everyone, you know? Like, I don't think it's isolating if you have lighter faith content, like you're just sharing the gospel, but that isn't even being shared right now. Like, the whole story so far has literally just been this weird situation that feels like, it still feels like you're being cut short, like you're being cheated a little bit, because it's just a watered down version of a dark romance. And the only thing that's making it special or unique is that it's for Christians. But the Christians have not gotten any faith content. They've gotten, like, little reminders here and there when you say Jesus, when you say God, when you say prayer, like, haphazardly, like, I guess to, like, string you along to say to the Christian, like, I haven't forgotten you, like, it's coming. But in her last book, in Beautiful Lies, it was really annoying because the way that he came to Christ, like, for me, I enjoyed it. I'm not saying that, like, miracles don't happen, but the way the love interest came to faith was so unrealistic and forced. Like, it was really entertaining, but it was unrealistic and forced. And, like, I also remember saying how, like, I didn't really like the ending because, like, spoiler alert here, but, like, when the brother, I'm trying to talk slowly so that you guys can skip over if you don't want to, but when the younger brother who died ends up, like, reappearing as a ghost for, like, one last time, I just, like, that, I don't know why, it just, like, made me feel really weird. Like, I kind of just rolled my eyes because I was like, the dead know nothing. And if it's for, like, new Christians, like, I don't think you should do that. But then again, it's like, it's an artistic thing, like, that could have been something that she had written in there, and it had nothing to do with like implying a certain kind of theology either. And I'm pretty sure that is what happened, but just giving you an example, like that's what we're dealing with here. So that's why I'm kind of annoyed. Like I know, like she has like this weird intro every time in front of the book, which honestly, the first time I got it, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of annoyed me a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, but see, yeah, like she has like names. Oh my gosh, there are some characters that I haven't even met yet that have names. Anyway, but here, let me see if this is the same one that I read last time. So it says, this is like content warning, so like it's this. And it says, hello. If you are new here, then you may not know what to expect from this book. Dark Christian romance, sometimes referred to as a clean dark romance, is a dark love story without erotic scenes, vulgar language, or excessive violence. Because it is Christian, it also includes openly Christian characters and a message of faith. But please do not take this story lightly. This is still a dark romance, meaning it will cover dark topics, including but not limited to mafia activity, kidnapping, alcohol consumption, violence, and more. This is not an erotic novel, but there is lovemaking in this book. It is not explicitly detailed, but if you are uncomfortable with any more passion than kissing, hand-holding, this may not be the book for you. Target audience is 18 or older, Christian or non-Christian. Reader discretion is advised. Okay. See, that is interesting. I'm gonna get the other book. Where is she? Here she is. Got it. Okay, so here's what I think happened. Personally, this is what I think happened. I thought that maybe I was just being a little bit, what's the word? Like, overly sensitive. That's what I thought I was being. But I guess not. So here's what I think happened. I think Felicity Elaine, which, okay, by the way, look at that cover. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Love it. Sorry. Just gotta say that. Like, you don't get a lot of Christian books with gorgeous covers like that. But hear me out. When I read the content warning in Beautiful Lies, which is very different from Run, Darling, I thought to myself, okay, this kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, I don't want the first thing that I read to be shut up and take it, or like, don't follow me. Like, and that's kind of the vibe that her first content warning suggested. It was very defensive for no reason, because like her Felicity Elaine's like TikTok, which like I really like following. Like, this is just a open discussion. I'm not saying anything bad about her. I think everybody should read at least one of her books. But she's always very open about how it's not like there's low spice in the books because that's realistic, and we shouldn't be censoring every act of affection. Like, that's what she had kind of let's just say that that's the sum of it. But here, this is the old warning disclaimer. And I think there were probably enough people like me who said, you know, the intro kind of sounds a bit... So here, let me read it, okay? It says, I owe no explanation. So it says this is the warning disclaimer and the author's note. So it's both, but it's the same as the other one, right? So it says, I owe no explanation for myself or what I write, but I do want to take a moment to make it clear that I am a Christian author and this is a Christian novel. There is no foul language or graphic love scenes in this book, and it does include a message of Christ. The protagonist is a Christian woman, and through her testimony about Christ, others in the story are also introduced to Christ. All of that said, It is important you understand this is not a typical Christian love story in the least. If you have read any of my other romance novels, then you probably have a good idea of what to expect from this point forward. For those who are new, welcome. Please understand this book was written for adult Christian women, specifically for women who are making the transition from dark secular romance. Beautiful Lies takes place in a mafia world. I make no apologies for the fact that I did not shy away from the grittiness of our characters' lives. They are not perfect people, and neither are we. I will never try to hide that, but I will always honor God through it. That is the message of this story, that Christ is what you that Christ is with you through the storm, and no peace can be found without him. The journey to him may not be pretty, but he is always there by your side. If you are a sensitive reader, I would not recommend you continue with this story. While there is no foul language or graphic sex, there are themes that sensitive audiences may find offensive. Please take a close look at the topics below and decide for yourself if you want to continue down this journey. For those who move forward, you have been warned. This book is for readers 18 plus and will include topics, themes, including, but not limited to, murder, gang violence, distribution of illegal substances, arranged marriage, infidelity, kidnapping, hostage situations, and suicidal thoughts. What a mouthful. Okay, so that is the old warning that I found before. And obviously, like, the warning itself is not bad. And I don't even think that her giving these kind of warnings is bad either, because for me, I really, really love that she has content warning disclaimers in the front of her book. I wish more authors did that for all of their books, especially when it comes to profanity and like sexual content. I would love to know that ahead of time. And even for myself, like, I am writing a book right now that is it's a gothic romance. It's a Christian gothic romance. I think like somebody said it was like a spiritual gothic or something like that. I don't remember the word. But I also have like a disclaimer in the front, and then I also have an FAQ in the back of anticipated questions, like, why is there a non-explicit but it's still a very defined sex scene? Like, why would you add that into a Christian book? Questions like, are all of your books going to have this kind of content? Which, by the way, the answer is no. Like questions like that, right? I think it would have been better if she had done that. Like, have an FAQ in the back to defend whatever things have clearly bothered her enough to write and publish. And I quote, "I owe no explanation for myself or what I write." Okay, like, it's only been getting darker, so I don't know. I don't think we're going to the dollar store. I don't think I'm making that walk. I'm scared. Honestly, instead, because I still need to get like some steps in or something, like I have to move around somehow, I think I'm gonna do one of those like K-pop dances. Because I read that apparently dancing, like high intensity dancing, is like more calorie burning than like 10K steps every day. So I'm gonna do a K-pop dance today.
The next day.
Okay, so good morning. It is like, I didn't intend for this to be like a multi-day, like almost a week-long vlog, reader's vlog, which was kind of like just, honestly, it was just like really fun. I don't know if anyone else is ever gonna see this, but it's gonna be really fun. I am my water, I guess you can't really see it. Yeah, it's like a little bit brown. So like iodine in it, I put extra iodine. Apparently there's like a study that like Asian women, because they eat like a lot of fish and like seaweed and stuff, they have like higher intakes of iodine, which means that they get like less breast cancer and things like that, which if you're like a Black woman, you should actually be consuming more iodine for your health, for hormonal balance, because Black women tend to have a lot of hormonal balances and higher chance of miscarriages, fertility issues, and complicated pregnancies. And breast cancer. So you should definitely take extra iodine if you're not already. But that's what I'm doing. I am taking iodine, and I am taking like my multivitamins, which is like 2 prenatal vitamins, because it's like absorbs better or stronger or something. I don't remember. And then I'm also taking my calcium, magnesium, because magnesium is a girl's best friend, you know? So, good stuff. So, I am aimlessly vlogging because I also have these 2 gummies that I have to take. I just got home from work. I really wish that like we have like a night drive down the what's it called, like down the highway, and it's like and it's like it's kind of like neon like coloring, lighting and stuff. It's like just a really vibe kind of situation. But wow, sorry, I'm so tired. I just switched because I'm doing overnight shifts now, which honestly the shift went really fast, except for the last like 2 minutes. Except for the last hour, sorry. The last hour of my shift was just like, it just made me so tired. It didn't go by fast or like slower. It just made me tired. So, but I wanted to give an update because I think that this is going to be the end of our vlog. And honestly, it's kind of bothering me. So I think I'm going to put like some kind of moody highway driving that I don't own, but it'll be in there. I realized like I'm gonna do a book club, like we're gonna do the book club discussion on Run Darling anyway, so it's probably not good to vlog everything and actually read through the whole book. So I'm really happy that reading the book with this vlog to kind of just make it more interactive and entertaining for myself as I kind of push through it really did help me a lot with my reading slump a bit. So, you know, it was nice. So I guess I'm gonna like stop there and just give like my final thoughts on what has been going on. So as of now, let me check and see actually. So I'm going to bed. It's like 7:30 or 8 something. I don't know. I am just short of halfway. So just short of halfway through the book. So I didn't read like a lot actually this week. So if you're somebody who's like, you see all these vlogs and you feel bad because you're not like reading 10,000 books in one sitting, that's okay. There are people who just want to chat and talk and read one book in like a month, and that is me. So if you have a vlog or something that you want to be interactive, please do so and put like the title of your vlog or a link to your vlog down below so I can watch your reading vlog, because I love reading vlogs. I love listening to them while I'm like washing dishes or like cleaning the house, because it just feels like there's like company if like you don't have a lot of people visiting over all the time. Like for me, I don't know, this might be like a big family thing, but for me, it's just like me and my husband. So like the house has always been like eerily quiet to me, even though I like enjoy the quiet. But I do see some things that he thinks, like I do some things that I think Mikhail like has never enjoyed, like doesn't think is actually quiet. Like apparently it's really, really loud. Like having, I don't know, like a good, oh, okay, so a good example is we live right across from a school. And this is like, this is the bedroom, right? So the bedroom, right outside that window is the back, like the recess area, like the yard, the schoolyard. And all the time I hear like the kids running around, screaming, chasing each other. And I just like love that background sound. Like to me, it's just like a soft, nostalgic sound. To him, no, no, never in a million years. He's like, this is loud. He has told me multiple times, the next time we move, we will not be anywhere near a school. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, anyway, on to the book. I'm stopping it here because I have finally felt like not tormented by this book anymore. Like, I still think that I'm probably not going to give this book like a full 5-star review, but I want to do like the character analysis and like challenge my thoughts and not just go based off of feelings. Like, I'll go a little bit off of feelings, but not like 100% on feelings. Just to be fair, like sometimes I surprise myself when I realize like, oh, I didn't like the character, but I actually gave this character that I hate 5 stars, which means that they were a really well developed, unlikable character, not a bad character. So it's good to like kind of emphasize between the two. But for this one, there was, so basically, I guess like I'm around like, maybe like 47% through the book. And what ends up happening is we see a betrayal, like a serious betrayal in the book. And we also see like a test that's kind of messed up. I find that like all the time whenever this is something that like happens every time. Like it doesn't even matter that the book is like a copy paste kind of plot. She always thinks of these weird like scenarios, and I guess I haven't done my research, so maybe she just like looked up like, you know, mafia traditions or like mafia tests or something and like just took a list of all the best ones and put them in her book. I don't know, but I'm always like, how did she think, like how did she think of that like dynamic of like that system of that way of like testing someone, and like how did she think of why this would be such a clear message and like those kind of levels in the mafia. To me, like that is something that does fascinate me every time, because like I don't think I would be able to pull something off like that. Like I've always wanted to do some kind of mafia romance just for the fun of it one day, but it would be like a one and done, and I don't think it would have to be something that I think is actually justice to adding to that trend. So I don't know. But in this book, I just like, there was a plot twist that I actually was not expecting, which was really nice because I've been kind of like anticipating everything and been right the whole time. So I thought that it would be like a good place to stop, like on a high note, and be like, there could potentially be change here. So I guess that's all I'm saying. But if you want to know like my full thoughts, my full review, you're going to have to wait until the end of November, because I already did my book review, my unnamed book club for this spooky October, I guess. So you will see the full discussion in November. I'm so sorry, but I am also so excited. So yeah, I'm going to go to bed now because I think I'm a little bit like loopy from just being tired. I wanted to drink coffee at like 3 a.m. and then I was like, no, because then I won't be able to go to sleep until like noon, and I have places to be at like 1 or 2 apparently. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I will see you guys next time though, and I hope you enjoyed this little video. Bye. God bless.
Okay, bye.